Scotland's public services, communities and economy all benefit from inward migration. The decision to end international care worker recruitment and planned changes to the graduate visa and skilled worker visa are short-sighted, and they will prove damaging to sectors which necessarily rely on international talent.
Claire Adamson.
I thank the Deputy First Minister for her answer. The Scottish Chamber of Commerce stated that UK Government plans for immigration present a serious challenge for Scotland's economy and workforce. The Labour Government's rhetoric is demonising friends, neighbours and loved ones who have made their home here and are a valued part of Scottish society. Has the UK Government provided any assurance over their plans to Scottish ministers, given that business leaders and public services have warned that the reforms will cause labour shortages and undermine business confidence?
Deputy First Minister.
Well, yesterday the First Minister met representatives from social care, education, the rural economy, tourism, businesses and local government to discuss the implications of the UK Government's immigration white paper. And we continue to urgently engage with the UK Government, highlighting the potentially deeply damaging impact that their measures will have on public services, communities and economy, much of which has been backed up by other stakeholders in the press. Scotland's working age population is growing only because of migration, and we call on the UK Government to recognise the distinct migration needs facing Scotland and work with us to deliver tailored migration solutions for Scotland.
Question number 3, John Mason.
Thank you. To ask the Scottish Government what assessment it has made of the potential impact on Scotland's labour market of the Prime Minister's recent statement on immigration policy.
Deputy First Minister.
Well, we expect the UK immigration white paper to have a damaging effect on Scotland's economy because it fails to account for Scotland's distinct demographic or labour market needs. And our ambition is to ensure that immigration delivers for Scotland as well as the rest of the UK. Our working age population is growing only because of migration, and we want to see a tailored migration solution for Scotland.
John Mason.
I thank the Deputy First Minister for that reply. She mentions other parts of the UK, and I wonder if she's had any discussions with other parts of the UK, because even last time I was in the Lake District, restaurants and shops were closing early, presumably because they did not have enough staff. And has she pointed out to the UK Government that other countries like Canada and Australia do have regional or state migration policies?
Deputy First Minister.
Well, not only have we pointed out the fact that other countries allow for distinct immigration solutions on a state basis, but we've also pointed out the comments from stakeholders about their particular needs. John Mason mentioned the hospitality industry. The same could be said for the food and drink industry and the care sector as well. We previously worked with stakeholders in rural and island Scotland to design a rural visa pilot proposal which would reflect the needs of communities and economies, and there is ongoing disappointment from businesses in particular that potential solution continues to be ignored.
Murdo Fraser.
Thank you. Over the last number of years, net inward migration into the United Kingdom has been at record levels. Indeed, it has more than doubled since Brexit, contrary to expectations. But we know that relatively few of these new migrants actually come to settle in Scotland compared to other parts of the United Kingdom. Why does the Deputy First Minister believe this is the case?
Deputy First Minister.
In terms of the figures, we've seen payrolled employments held by non-EU nationals in Scotland rising since 2020. And in terms of the most recent data we have from HMRC, when it comes to tax rates, we continue to see on average just over 4,000 more people moving in than leaving across different tax thresholds. So that demonstrates that Scotland is an attractive place to work. I think the point that we are making, which I think Murdo Fraser would hear also from businesses, is about a tailored approach where there are particular sectors. Soft fruits was one obvious sector in the aftermath of Brexit that have repeatedly called for a tailored migration solution so that businesses and industry can recruit individuals with specific needs which are currently restricted because of either salary thresholds or otherwise imposed by the UK Government.
Jamie Green.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Glenfield Care Home in Greenock is earmarked for closure, citing recruitment issues and the national insurance hike as primary reasons. Another care home manager, Campbell Snowdon House, warned that other care homes in my region will follow. But he also admonished politicians against using language like low-skilled workers when it comes to the care sector, saying that these are highly skilled jobs and it's a very respectable career indeed. Can I ask what the Scottish Government's plan B is if this white paper comes to pass? How do we ensure that vital lifeline sectors, such as the care sector, will have the staff they need to survive?
Well, Jamie
Deputy
Green
First
is
Minister.
absolutely right to identify the double hit of the immigration white paper, as well as the hike to national insurance contributions. And both of those could have devastating impacts on the care sector. That's not just my view, that's Donald McCaskill's view and the views of others who work in this sector. So the data is very stark, the evidence is clear, we have enough qualitative anecdotal evidence to illustrate what the impact could be, and he's absolutely right to distinguish from sort of low skilled worker or otherwise, when we know how critical it is that we have a workforce in the care sector, and there are few things as important to us as a society than the care of vulnerable people.
Question number